She already bouncing. I moved my mic. She already be bouncing. Hello! Maybe I should edit the bounce. It's a lot. It's a lot. Maybe I will. Hold on a second. Hey, it's been months since I've done this. 1 second. Let me fix it. There's a lot. That's a lot. I think it's because... Uh-oh. I don't know what... Uh-oh. Okay. How's that? Okay, it looks a little bit better. I'll move that down a bit. Hopefully that's a little less. Okay, actually, that's not that bad. I didn't have to hide everything. Valir, hello! Welcome on in! How you doing? Okay. That's better. Bam. Alright. She cool now. She cool now. Back up. For some reason, I'm unable to embed that in OBS. Oh well. Feeling chipper? Feeling chipper, I hope. I am! I'm feeling pretty alright. It's been a nice break. Sorry. It's been a nice break, because I've obviously had a lot of, like, social things happening on the weekends. Now she's just not bouncing at all. Okay. But anyways. And then I ended up, like, trying to disconnect for a while, because I'm sure everybody can relate to, chronically, you know, all that fun stuff. I've also not talked this much in a long time. Just on my water 1 second. So yeah, I needed a break. And so just not being so connected helps a lot with my creativity and stuff. So it's been good. It's been good. And then there we go. What am I playing nowadays? Perfect segue into... I have a list of things I want to chat about, and that is one of the things I wanted to chat about. So, I've recently just been, you know, going through... I'm going through a time where I'm like, I want to make my gaming more intentional. And I've played a lot of games recently. Just dandy! Got a new sub? It says showed in the goal, but it didn't show up in the feed yet. But thank you, Justine. What's up? How you doing? Welcome on in. Sorry, gaming. So I want to have more intention when it comes to gaming because I've been playing a lot of games that don't have tangible ends, kind of like roguelikes and gachas. Yes, I've been playing me some gachas. And it's just, I feel so burned out, and then gaming all the time, just, you know, I don't have a lot of time for other hobbies, and so I'm trying to be more intentional with gaming less, and setting more time specifically for gaming aside. Because, like, you know, when you were, a kid and you had video games, you weren't able to game all the time. So when you were gaming, you needed to have time to game, you know, you were, dedicated to 1 or 2 or 3. Nowadays, there's just so many games. So many games. And, you know, and so, suffice it to say, I've been gaming less-ish, but also playing games that have more tangible ends. Kind of. So, I finished Hollow Knight off stream, and that was a lot of fun. YouTube really, while it was great having the engagement for Hollow Knight, YouTube really just YouTube chat really soured my gaming experience, so of playing Hollow Knight, so you know, I played Hollow Knight off of stream and the rest of it, and I had a lot of fun, and I beat it. Yes, actually, Silksong, yes. I have not played it yet. My partner's currently playing, you're not buying it too mainstream. It's only mainstream because the indie gamers have been waiting so long for it. But yeah, but Hollow Knight was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. It was really great. I loved the vibes. I loved the lore. And then when I finished, I will admit, I needed help near the end of one of the endings. Because it was back-to-back bosses, and I do not do well with endurance-based stuff. So it was like triple. It was like a one boss into a second boss into a phase 2 of that second boss, and I was like, son of a bitch. So I beat the first boss. I ended up becoming almost like a master, but the fact that I had to go through him to get to the next boss was just so I could practice the second boss was just tedious. Hey, Ark, welcome in. The backseating from YouTube was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. YouTube backseated so hard. And so then I got to the second boss, the first phase. Really cool, but really tedious and hard and tricky. And it sucks when I can't practice that boss because I have to go through the first boss first to get to the second boss. I'm like, okay, cool. I eventually beat that boss, and then it hit me with the second phase of that boss, and I'm like, son of a bitch. And so then I was having so much trouble because I'd have to do all that shit to get to the second phase, and then learn from there, but you barely had any time there. So I eventually, and you know, my wrist was getting sore, all that stuff, and just my patience, and so I had Ark come in. I'm like, hey Ark, I beat the first 2 parts of this triple boss fight thing. Help me. And so then he came in and he helped. He would get me through the first 2 parts of the fight, and then I would take over for the third part because I was just too tired. And so then eventually I beat the third part. So I did beat all 3 parts, not consecutively, and I don't care. And I know nobody here will judge me for that. But it was great, and I did it, and it was a lot of fun. Now for Silksong, I am waiting. Because Ark has his copy, because we do Steam. Oh yeah, Dandy. I keep forgetting to reach out to you. The Steam changed their family sharing stuff. Me and Ark started a family, our little, and we can share all our games between all of us. But yeah, so he's got his copy of Silksong. I didn't buy it, but so I'm waiting till he's done. Probably. And I have so many other games to play anyways, like I have Expedition 3, and a whole bunch of list of backlogs of games. And, you know, I'm just trying not to feel overwhelmed by it, but I'm just... But yeah, Dandy, join! If you want, I will send you an invite and you can join us. Have access to all the games. And it's not like the old family share where, like, if somebody was playing a game in your library and then you played a game from your library, it would kick them out. It's okay as long as there's, if somebody's playing like your copy of the game in the library, you can play whatever you want as long as there's enough copies, whatever game. So if like we all wanted to play the one game, if there's only one copy, one person can play it at a time. So yeah, you can play whatever game as long as it's not the same game. Yeah, so they've improved it, but then they've also country locked it. Because like Ark was sharing his library with a bunch of other people, and I'm like, why don't you kick them out and let me play some of your games? And he's like, because I have your family share with my friends, and I'm sorry, I can't kick them out. And I'm like, but I'm your girlfriend. And then Steam did it for me, so now we share. Because all of his friends were in America. So we can all play tabletop sim at the same time. If there's only 2 copies of the game in the library, but all 3 of us wanted to play it, then only 2 of us would be. But like if I'm playing my copy of, I don't know, what do I have that you don't? If I'm playing Baldur's Gate and then you want to play my copy of Your Grace, you can play your grades. Because before, if you tried to play something from the same library as somebody you're sharing with, they would kick you out. So they changed it to that. So if, like, I wanted to play something from your library, but then you wanted to play something from your library, it would kick me out. So, like, before, remember when I would play Elden Ring, and then you would not be able to play any games while I played Elden Ring, because if you did, it would kick me out. It won't do that anymore. Speaking of Elden Ring, I do need to return to that. That was fun to play. I want to finish that. Elden Ring is fun. But yeah, video games. What have I actually... I know I went on a huge tangent about gaming. What have I actually been playing? So I played Hollow Knight. I got Tiny Bookshop, which we did a demo for on stream. I played that. I got the credits. I did a couple extra things to get a couple... extra achievements, and I beat it, and it was adorable and lovely, and I definitely will play it again. I've got and played Is a Seat Taken? Cute puzzle game. We also played the demo of it on stream, where you have these people that are shapes. It's logic puzzles. So it's like so like somebody will be like, I want to sit by the window. So you're trying to put everybody in a car. Like, I'm gonna sit by the window. I'm also stinky. And then you have somebody who's like, I don't like strong smells, so you can't put that guy next to the guy who's stinky. And it's pretty great, and it gets pretty complicated. And it's got a cute little story along the entirety of the game, and it's really sweet. Cute. I played that. What else have I been playing? Okay, so I did start the Persona 5 gacha for P5X when it came out. I started playing that. It got a little too deep. It started to feel like a job, and so now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, so I have a couple gachas that I still kind of play, but I'm now playing them as if they're they're not gachas. It's like, okay, I already got a good amount of characters. I don't need any more characters. Because, like, what's really the point of getting the characters? Like, I already have a maxed out team, and they're wonderful and great. I don't need any more characters. Quote unquote need. But if I have enough pulls or whatever, sure, I'll throw them out here or there that they give you in-game, which they've been really stingy about. A lot of people have been mad about P5X with the global release. How stingy they're being, especially since they're on an expedited timeline. Like, things are coming out a lot faster, so that way they could catch up to the China version. But this past couple of updates, they're like, hey, we hear you, and we're finally going to acknowledge your gripes, and we're going to give you all this shit to help make things better. And we're like, okay, cool, that's pretty great. I like that. And yeah, so... But I've got, like, a good amount of characters, and I don't need to play every day. Because it's a thing where when games feel like a job and you have to, quote-unquote, play every day. Do this, do that. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna start playing it like it's a first player. Just like not a single-player game that's not online, or it's like a story. That's what I'm doing with Genshin, actually, because Genshin's got its issues. And MiHoYo, or HoYoverse, whatever they're called now, not the greatest of companies. I don't give them any more money. But I enjoy the story of Genshin. So I haven't played Genshin in a while. I was still in Fontaine. I think it's chapter 4. It was Wind, Earth, Lightning, Water. No, it's chapter 5. Water's 5th, because it's... So, yeah, so... I was in, like, the last chapter of the Fontaine chapter, or the last act of that chapter, so I was like, okay, cool. What I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna play, like, once a week, go through a whole act of the chapter, and I'm gonna crochet. That's what gets me through it, too, is some of the stuff is a little lengthy, but the plot twists, they get me every time. They're so good, every fucking time. And so I grab my crochet project that's, like, no brain, so I grab a no brain crochet project. I sit here and crochet, and while the cutscenes are going through, I sit here and I crochet. And I go through the story. And I'm really enjoying doing that. I did that for the first time last Sunday, sorry. It took a while to get through that because it was the last chapter, and it was chunky. So yeah, so I'm, like, not playing gachas as they are intended to be anymore. That's what I've decided. But I like P5X because I love Persona 5. Because I started playing Persona 5 again, I started a replay of it right around the time P5X came out. And so that's why I started playing it, because I'm like, I love Persona 5 and I love turn-based, turn-based games, and I love more Persona. Like, well, more Persona, love it. And I love the characters so far. Lufel is the best. Lufel? He's the best. He's an owl. Like, how could you not love him? I love him. The best boy. I like him better than Mona. I ain't said what I said. I'm playing Persona 5 Royal for the first time. That's what I was playing. I haven't played it since. It's been a while, but I need to go pick it back. Yeah, that's what I've been playing game-wise. Yeah. And I do want to get Tales of the Shire. I know Tales of the Shire came out to very, very mixed reviews. And I think it's because, like, when it comes to, like, the cozy game genre, like, the genre never used to exist. It's a newer genre that came out to be. People didn't really know, people, aka the girlies, we, you know, had a genre, we had a vibe of different games that we liked, and there was, like, no real, like, thing to classify it as. And so cozy games, you know, emerge, and that's what we call it. Because, yeah, it's a vibe. Cozy games are a vibe, and really, cozy games can be anything. Like, literally anything, as long as you feel great playing the game, and you, like, you know, brain off, cozy, whatever, like a comfort thing. That's how I think of it anyways. But, you know, people, when they think cozy game, they think farm sim, they think dating sim, they think whatever. It's like, not necessarily just that, but just like, you know, that fits the vibe check of a cozy game. And so when Tales of the Shire is coming up, it felt like, you know, AAA biggies were like, yo, let's get in on this cozy game thing and get in here and make money, as, you know, the biggins do. And it came out, and a lot of people, they did not advertise it the way that they should have to make, because, like, the way they advertised it does not represent the product, which is not a bad thing. If they had advertised it the way the product actually was, I'm sure it would have been received better. Because the game is mainly just a cooking. Because everything you do, gather ingredients, do questing and all that stuff, is so that way you can cook for the people in the town, so that you can make your friendship stronger with them, so that way you can move the story forward. They were like, oh yeah, you can do all of this stuff. You can do fishing, you can do gardening, all this stuff, like making it seem like a Stardew Valley thing, which is kind of is. But the main thing was, BLN goal is to cook and make meals and host dinner parties for you and the villagers. And that's like the main thing of it. It's not a bad thing, but it set different expectations. And so, you know, a lot of the content actually is hidden behind friendship levels. And you don't get that content until you have higher friendship levels. It's like, oh, okay, but if they had advertised it as that, I'm sure it would have been more. I was skeptical. I'm like, oh, maybe I don't want this game. Because I watched some people, you know, do their reviews. Some people were like, it's alright, and it's whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And then some people were like, you know, it's not that deep, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool, that makes sense. And then I watched somebody just play it who enjoyed it, and so because they played the demo. I watched them play it, and I'm like, damn, I want this game. I want to buy it right now. I want to buy it right now. And so I was like, dang. I want it. So I will eventually get it, because it seems cute. It looks cute. I like the gameplay loop. I don't mind that everything I do, and I'm just living a hobbit life in order to, you know, cook and do the things. And then you're trying to make the town, the whole gist of the game is that you're trying to make the town officially a town, because it's not. So, yeah. What else have I don't think I've been playing anything. Watched a lot of movies. I watched Freaky Friday with my mom. It was hilarious. We were cackling the entire time. Theater. Saw Superman. Loved it. It was a good time. He's a goofy guy. Lex is too serious. It's just a guy. I talked about it because I think that happened in July. Because I was gonna talk about went to the Critical Role live show thing because they were streaming it or they were playing it in theaters. I went to that. I think that was in June. But yeah. That's gaming. So yeah, I'm trying to not, you know, I also got into Uma Musume for a wee bit. Just a little bit. I got my one horse that I really want. Then I was playing Tribe 9. Tribe 9 was cool, and then they canceled it. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna continue the story though in a different format. I'm like, cool, sick, because I think this game, and I love Duncan Robinson. Well, give me. Anyways, now for this channel, I guess we talk about channel and what I want to do moving forward. So, let me get out my list here. Serious stuff. Okay. So, I think with this channel, I'm not sure what to do with the YouTube side, because the YouTube algorithm's like, do one thing. But with Twitch, I have a little bit more, you know. But I don't know. Anyways, let me keep talking, sorry. I keep stopping and like blah, blah, blah. I would like to game less on the channel. I would like to switch focus more into creative stuff. Because I feel like when I stream, my focus goes to... Also, I hope the music isn't too loud. I realize I'm looking at it, but you can hear me, okay? I turned it out a little bit more. When I stream, all my focus of, like, my free time goes towards stream. It goes, like, my mind is constantly, okay, do I need to do art? What games should I stream to better get people to look at me? I want to, you know, then let me make another model for my VTuber. This, that, and the other. And it's just all focused on that. But it's like, since I haven't been streaming the last couple months, my focus has shifted back towards writing, which is where I want it to be. So I'm like, okay, I need to try to find a way to marry the two. Well, not need to, but I would like to try to find a way to marry the two. So more creative stuff with the side of gaming, because I do have I call it my wheel of backlog. Hold on. I have a video game backlog, and I put them all on a wheel. And I want to, you know, for funsies, we can like, oh, let's go to the wheel and pick a game to play, like for however, just a short amount of time, nothing big commitment, you know? And so, you know, we spin the wheel, lands on a game, we play it for a couple hours. Just to try it, because like there's so many games on my list that I have not tried. I've seen people play and I've liked it, that's why I got them. Some games I'm like, oh, I got this, thinking I was interested, but I haven't really played it yet. Or there's games that I've been wanting to play for forever, but I haven't played it yet. I have them now on this list. Most of them on this list. And we can try it out and play the games. But my focus, I would like to do more stuff when it comes to creating. So there's a couple ideas I have. Hold on. Hold the door. Okay. So yeah, there's a couple ideas that I have. I'm sorry. Looking at my notes here. I try to give myself notes so I can be a little concise and like make things, you know, flow into each other. But who are we kidding? I have ADHD brain. It's not gonna be as smooth. What was I saying? Ideas for what we, okay. So, a couple things I was thinking, because there's a couple things I want to focus on. There's writing, obviously. But also game dev. I would love, like, there's a game concept, idea, that hit me during this break that I've had of stream. And I'm like, yo, I would love to make that game. I've tried learning how to code, and it did not go well. So, but I have a new approach I would like to approach with words. So I have, like when learning anything, you need to have practice. You need to do the thing over and over again. Try and whatever, you know. And I've always struggled with that. I'm just like, why would I want to do all these other thingies when I just want to do the big thing and learn as I go? And then I usually hit a lot of roadblocks and things that just doesn't go well. So I'm going to try to get myself to work on tiny games. So I would like to make a handful of tiny games following tutorials on the like 1 day a week. I can stream myself just, hey, here's the video I'm following along with. Y'all also want to learn along with me? Here you go. Let's do it. And then learn to game dev from that video. So like I have a couple on my list here. Hold on. What am I looking at? Looking for a playlist. I've struggled for me the last 6. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna force myself to do. I just struggle so much doing that with the way I am. But, you know, I'm gonna try. Okay, here we go. So I have like a bunch of videos already bookmarked for like a snake tutorial, tic-tac-toe, turn-based combat, 2D platforming, you know, just different Pong. So just simple, tiny things just to learn, because I want to learn in Godot. I really like Godot. So making this tiny things just to get a leg up, like, you know, just to get some experience with doing that and finish, and get also that little dopamine hit. Because when you work on big things, you don't always get that little dopamine hit. And especially with me, I struggle with that because I have ADHD and autism. So it's like conflict all the time. Hey Kat, welcome in, how you doing? Yeah, that's the thing. I need to do the small things, feel a sense of accomplishment, then do the big thing. So here's my game plan. Oh, so Kat, so we're currently talking about content moving forward. I will still try to do a side of gaming, but I'm moving more towards creative things. One of them is learning to game dev. So, and to preface all of that, it's like, okay, I may not get a lot of cool people showing up, and I'm not so worried much about growing anymore to a huge extent. If I can foster a smaller community of people who are respectful and cool, similar interests, and we vibe and have a good time, that's enough for me, honestly. It took a while to get to this point because I'm like, oh, I need to grow. I need to get all these people so I can, you know, when I do eventually produce either a book or something, they'll do the thing. It's like, you know what, just I'm not worried about that too much. I need to work on the actual creative project and then worry about getting, you know, the thing. So like, there's a game idea that I want to build, that I want to make, that I want to do. And so one of the things I was thinking about doing is like once a week streaming me doing learning how to game dev. So the first set of streams would be me following just straight up Godot tutorials on how to make tiny games. So like there's a tutorial on Snake, there's a tutorial on Minesweeper, tutorial on how to do tic-tac-toe, stuff like that. So just me doing those, just a bunch of small things just to get in rhythm of starting and finishing tiny things, tangible things. And then once I've done a number of those, I think I'm gonna do 10, because there's this one video I watched from this one dev. She's really great. She's like, a tutorial on how to make girly games. And I'm like, girl, yes, give me these girly games. And so she's like, okay, you make tiny games. Like, damn it, I don't want to make tiny games. She's like, make tiny games. And I'm like, fine. Obviously, she can't hear me because she... So I'm gonna make like about 10 tiny games off of just doing tutorials. 10 tutorial tiny games. And then we'll do a step up. Then the next step is looking at the big game that I want to make. And then breaking it down into features. And then making tiny games based off of... So, you know, I want to make an RPG. I know. RPGs are like... But I want to, overall, in the end, that's what I want to make. A turn-based RPG. I've always loved the genre. And I already have, like, my vibe, my story, and what I would like to do with it. But now from that, I need to break everything I want to do in the game down into things. So, like, time management. I kind of want to have, like, where you have time segments, kind of like in Persona. So, okay, I should make a tiny game based on time progression and doing things and making, or, okay, track the time things. Okay, I'll do a tiny game on that. I'm gonna do, like, a dress-up game because, I want to learn how to inventory management, equipping things, and changing your stats. And so, okay, a tiny little dress-up game would work because that's essentially part of the RPG thing as well. And then a more complex version of a turn-based combat, stuff like that. No, I'm not going to use a pre-made RPG. I'm going to use Godot. I've used RPG Maker in the past, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do the raw thing and learn how to properly coding stuff. Like, in the past, I've used Ren'Py, or Ren'Py, which was like a visual novel maker. I've used RPG Maker. I've used a lot of, like, simple coding things, but I'm like, I'm just gonna learn to code. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it in tiny games. And then, of course, a narrative story. I'm not sure yet if I want to have, too strong of, like, choice-making thingies, but, I'm gonna work on a tiny game that's based around just choice-based narratives. Stuff like that. So just make a whole bunch of tiny games based on the different features of the big game I want to make. And yeah. So, and then, when I've done all of that, start working on the big game. So it'll take a while, but I've kind of started setting it up as if it was like a course in university. Well, I'll plan it out over a course of 4 months. What I'm aiming to do. Obviously, then I'm not going to keep it that strict. Because knowing me, knowing life, it's never going to go exactly as planned. And I'm learning to, let go and allow that to be, it is what it is. But I'm going to have it set up so that way I can try to do that. And then also, I want to work more on writing as well. I've been doing a lot of writing lately. Found similar to doing tiny games in order to get myself going to make a big game. While I am still working on my novel, I found a couple other writing, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a novelette, short story. Those, I don't know what that's called. I found a smaller kind of writing written type. Oh, my words are missing now. But I found a smaller, tiny writing, if you will. I can't think of the word right now. Avenue, a writing outlet. I think that's one of it. So I found a smaller form writing outlet to help get, okay, well, here's a idea that I have. Instead of fleshing out into something being big and huge, I'm like, okay, I'm just flesh out into something really small. and then write the few scenes that are interesting and cool that I want to explore, and then cool, that's done, and doing that with writing. Also, yeah, Secrets in Slumber, the arc. We have not started Arc 2 yet. Arc 1 is complete. I've been meaning to go through Arc 1 and making notes and to, you know, just see if there's continuity stuff and editing errors and stuff. Need to do that. And then I'm gonna touch base with Dandy, and then we'll start at Arc 2. So yeah, there's a lot of writing on the horizon as well. So I'm thinking about every so often doing just like co-working streams where I have where I put up the tools. Spirit City Lo-Fi sessions, and use Pomodoro and just, you know, get stuff done. To do that every so often as well. And then, like I said, with a side of gaming, because I have my gaming backlog on a wheel. We'll spit it and then play it for a bit, depending on time and things I have going on. Yeah. I think those are all the points that I have written. But yeah, so that's what the plan is. And like I said, I'm less worried with growing, because I'm not going to become like a huge... I have accepted that, because it takes too much work to do that, and there's other stuff creatively that I would rather be putting my energy. Like writing, and then... Writing has always been my be-all end-all. And I want to do that. And so I need to foster and create more space for me to do that. And if y'all aren't here for that, I'm cool with that. We'll still have the side of gaming, like I said, but I really want to start doing more creative things on the channel. A lot more writing and game deving. I think that's gonna be where I'm moving. Like, I wasn't so sure the last week or so when I was telling my friends about me changing my for sure. But, you know, saying it now, I'm like, yeah, that's what it's gonna be. And we'll build from there. Yeah? Yeah. But I'm excited to learn. I've been thinking, like, off and on for a while of, like, oh, maybe I should go back to school. Like, my student loans are finally all paid off. If I didn't announce that before. Yeah, my student loans are all paid off, baby! But I'm in Canada, so it's more easier for me to pay off. I do not envy the Americans for student loans, and oh my god. But yeah, and I was like, maybe I should go back to school, but I don't know what it would take. So I'm like, you know what, let me just do this instead. Yeah. Yeah. Boo-doo, boo, boo-doo. Yeah. What about y'all? What have y'all been up to? I've been talking nonstop for the last 40 minutes. Tell me, what have y'all been up to? Tobias has been well. Been asked the last couple days. Last week. It's been not great for me. Pain in my butt. Ah. Do, 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 do. Being excited for me. My cat, nice. Starting a Gloomhaven group in my... Dude, I'm also going to be starting a Gloomhaven group. Found out my cat hides whenever that group comes over, but aw. Yeah, like my one friend, we've been going over to his house the last, like a couple times over the last couple months to play board games, and he's like, hey, would y'all be interested in Gloomhaven? I don't know if it's exactly, it's Gloomhaven or if it's Gloomhaven. I think it's like a smaller version of Gloomhaven Legacy. I don't know which version, but he's like, yeah, I never finished it. I played it with a group when I was over in university, but we never finished it. I need to reset it. You want to do it? We're like, yeah, why not? So the three of us are, me and Ark, what I meant. We're gonna go over and yeah, start that soon. Don't know when, but whenever he's got it set up. JOTL. The smaller introduction. We might be doing that one. Jaws of the Lion. That might be the one we're doing. That might be doing. Sick. That's funny coincidence. Do 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 do. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted. Oh la la. Play the full game before, but might pull apart maybe quarter way. Are they two? Oh no! Don't you hate when that happens? Ooh. Yeah, I'm excited to try it. I've been, cause like, was it House of Madness that we tried before? I hate games. So we played. I think that's what it was. It just sucks when you're certain game types where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, you press anyways. But it's like, it still does not feel great when you lose. I think it was House of Madness. All of a sudden, things just like spiraled and out of control, you know? And we were like, oh my god. Ah. And then we played the Lord of the Rings game. Well, let me find it because Ark has it. Journeys through Middle Earth, that's what it is. I remember playing it long ago. Galaxy Far, Far Away. With the same guy and a few other of us. I think there was like 5 of us playing. And it was one of the most horrible experiences I've ever had in a game. It just felt like no matter what we did, it was just not great. Ark got it for Christmas last year. And at first I was like, oh, this is a cool game. I can't wait to play it. He pulls it out. I'm like, fuck this game. I don't want to play this. I don't want to play this. Why would you get this game? This game was horrible. And we played it just the 2 of us and it was fine. I hate games that are not balanced well for each type of number of players. Because, like, I looked at online and, like, yeah, preferred players is, like, 2 to... What? Oh, I love turn-based tactics. Did you adjust the difficulty? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Journeys of Middle Earth. Really fun. I want to play more of it. Hi, puppy! We played through the first... Next month, Ark and I have been living together. My gosh. Oh my gosh. It was funny. I'm like, are you watching the stream? He's like, I can hear you from the other room. So I have your volume at 1%, so I don't hear double. I'm like, oh, okay. Ba-da-na-na-na. I just hear him go, yes! I love him. He's playing Silk Song. Name is good as the setup is based on there's the or you place the monsters slots for okay. Nice. Well, I'm excited to play it. Excited to play. Hi, puppy! You good boy? Playing cards brings you closer to death. Ah! Puppy. We're also going to be planning a trip to the ocean soon, which is fun, so we can visit friends. To the ocean? Yeah, baby. I'll leave you behind. Don't worry, we'll have you. Worry. Don't you worry. Yeah, we're gonna do planning for that later. Like solid plan, actually. Purchasing, booking. La 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 la. Lose one of them. That's cool. I'm excited to play. I'm excited. But yeah. I also went through a phase of collecting these blind box things. And I managed to get 8 out of 10? With no repeat? Buying them from stores. But then I tried buying from a different sets of the blind boxes. Got duplicate. I was like, no. But I've stopped. Or knick-knack. Num num num. And yeah. What else is why is fun? What's been engagement? Playing D&D. D&D's been great. Been wild so far. I don't know what else to talk about. Usually we start playing a game. I don't know. I don't feel like playing a game. Ooh. Yeah. I keep saying, but yeah. But yeah. I've been going to a local cafe every once in a while to help me remove myself from my right. I've been doing I started a 4th. I love to crochet, y'all know that. I have a hexagonal sweater starter cardigan. I also started a sweater dress, which I'm still working on. The second panel is the front panel is almost done. That's what I'm gonna be working on today when I boot up Genshin later. And then I found this cute, like I wanted to crochet an actual sweater, not just the sweater, but I guess the sweater dress still counts as a sweater. I was like, hey, I want to make like a sweater, like a turtleneck sweater. And I want, cause like I've been looking for one and I don't want to buy through Amazon. And I'm like, there's no place that has cute, bulky, orange turtleneck sweaters. And so I'm like, I'm gonna make my own. And so then I found a crochet tutorial for a sweater and then I started making it. I used one ball of yarn that I had, skein, sorry. And all I got was like the turtleneck part was done. I'm like, cool. And then I bought another pretty skein of yarn that's like white and then has like green and pink flecks in it, so it's flowery. And so then I started using that and making a non-turtleneck sweater with that. So I have 4 sweaters on the go. Like I created another wheel. So I found this website called Wheel of Names, and I've been using them. I have so many wheels to spin to get myself to finish up certain projects. So I have a whip wheel, which is all my works in progress, and I need to update it and then you actually use it so that way I can try to get some of my stuff done. And I need to add to it my hexagonal cardigan. Yeah, I need to like now, I believe I have both sides as large as I want them, and now I just need to sew them together and maybe make the sleeve. But I need to actually do that. Oh. I need to learn how to do the mattress. Never did finish my table. Oh, and I've been working on a blanket for Arc for the last, I don't even know how long, year or so. And the type of yarn that I've been using, they no longer sell. And I only have balls left, and it's not gonna be enough. So I had to see if, cause like there's a website that does like yarn matching. So they're like, hey, you use this type of yarn, but they no longer have it. Well, this brand of yarn is highly similar to it. So I found that at least, but now I have to order that. I'm like, going through a crochet sweater phase right now. But look, and so I'm partway through my non-turtleneck sweater that I'm making. I'm like, ooh, I can make t-shirts like this in a thinner. But the thing is, I'm very picky when it comes to materials, so I'd have to like. I don't know. There's just so many possibilities. I just want to do everything. Oh yeah, so I gotta block my shawl. I'm almost on my spring pillowcases. I've done the front and the back panel for those. I just have to connect them 10 times. Hard times, gonna make you wonder why you even try. Hard times, gonna make you laugh. No, yeah, and laugh and you cry. Oh my god, K-pop Demon Hunters, that's what I forgot to talk about. Oh my god, y'all. I love K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, I watched it with Arc for the first time. It took me forever, but I was like, Arc, download K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm gonna watch it tonight. And then he did. And we watched it. I've been playing the soundtrack over and over again. A little less every week. But on loop, almost. And I've watched it a second time that same week that I watched it with him, and then I watched it a third time a couple weeks later. It's just so freaking good. Even my twin nephews are obsessed with it. It is so good. And I don't remember what came over me. Oh no, I remember, because I was walking by my front closet. I was like, oh, I have this cropped yellow jacket that I've have worn maybe twice, and I haven't picked it up since. And then I'm like, wait, that looks like Rumi's jacket from the beginning of the movie. And I was like, oh! And then I went to look. I had a no-sleeve crop top white shirt and black shorts. I put them together. I have a casual cosplay of Rumi. And I'm like, oh my god. And so then that day that I discovered I had these clothing pieces, Art came home. And I came out like wearing just those 3 pieces. I'm like, who am I? And he's like, hi, Rumi. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I have a casual cosplay of Rumi. I just, 3 pieces, just a no-sleeve white crop top and black shorts and the yellow crop jacket. I think it was more of like the white shirt had like more of. At first I used this just a normal tank top that was white. But I was like, wait, no, I have one that has like a higher neck, and like in the movie has like higher necked clothing, so I switched it out for that. That's why I picked. But I also had no sleeves and a lot of rope of turtleneck no sleeves. That's exactly basically what. But anyways, I digress. I love it. I want to get the actual physical album, and I at least want to get the really funky pop. Ark, you did not hear that. Ark, you did not hear that. Oh, Ark. Don't need no more Funko Pop. Yeah, I love K-pop Demon. So good. So fun. And it was apparently supposed to be a lot longer, but Netflix was like, drop it down! But there are a couple flaws, but for the most part, it is a perfect film, and it is fantastic. The music plays. So good. Yeah. That's been my life. But overall, life has been good. I've had some stressful moments, but overall, life has been good. Might try to find a new. Oh, we went to a drive-in! That's what we did! Mark went to a local drive-in. We saw Footloose. It was so fun. It was a double feature. And we're like, we don't want to sit in the thing for like 4-ish hours. So we're going to go to the second movie, which was Footloose. And so then we pulled up. They must have been late starting because the first movie was still going. And so we were pulled up like in the back lane, waiting to pull into the actual place, and so we basically could watch like the last 20 minutes of the other movie. And then we pulled in, parked, went inside to show them our ticket and get some food, and then we weren't even there like 5 minutes, and then Footloose was already starting, and the guy's like, dang, did not expect that to happen. I should have put another trailer in the middle. I guess because Greece has, like, movies back then always had their credits at the beginning. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So Footloose started, but they were showing a bunch of credits too, so that helped. But it was cool. I got bit a couple times though from mosquitoes. Got me. Why did I have my phone out? I was gonna look something up, but I was gonna look. Yeah, life is good. Life is well. Update my stars. I also want to get in. Oh, that's what I have something else. So like I've mentioned before that I'm trying to disconnect from the internet, not be on it as much. Like I've deleted TikTok off my phone. YouTube Shorts has sadly taken its place, but I'm trying to not use YouTube Shorts all that much because it sucks comparison to TikTok, anyways. But and just do more hobbies offline, and I'm also trying to de-influence myself from overconsumption. I struggle with it, as many people do. And so I'm like, I was on coloring TikTok, Color Talk, I don't know what they were called. And where everyone's like, look at all of my Ohuhu markers, look at all of my coloring books. It's like, okay, how many of those have you filled? Do you really need that many of everything? And I was like, I even was gonna buy some like cheaper Ohuhu markers, and it's like, oh, it looks so cool, whatever. I'm like, you know what? I don't even like coloring with markers. When I was a kid, I hated using markers. I liked colored pencils. So I should just get myself a nice big old cheap box of colored pencils. So I found a box. It's of 60 for only $35. And so I'm gonna get that. And then I have my one coloring book that I bought a while ago, and then I'm just gonna color in that. And then I also have like a couple like air dry clay. I've been meaning to make like just cute earrings for myself. You know, just yeah, just do a lot of more hobbies off of the. I love crafting, and so I'm trying to do that more. And now. I'm actually gonna keep saying yee. I'm not sure what else to chat about. I don't feel like playing games. Chatted for an hour. Soft launch of my return. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end. So I know streams are gonna be a bit spotty over the next couple months, anyways, because Mark and I are gonna be going on a trip to Nova Scotia in like in a month, like in about a month-ish. So I know that. So there's a couple weekends that I went there, so we'll see. But I should be good for next weekend, next Sunday. I think maybe that's when we can start some game jamming. I'll have like a more set up. Maybe I'll make my own little, what's it called, a rubric? Not a rubric. What do they give you at the beginning of a class? Here's the synopsis. Ark, you know what I'm talking about? When you start like in high school, or like here's what we're doing in the class for the entire semester. What's it called? I'll make one of those. I don't know what they're called though. Class. Nope. It's just, I don't know what it's called. Hey, man! When you start a class like in high school or university, at the beginning, they give you a piece of paper that shows you what you're doing the entire semester. What's that called? Nope. But it's an outline. Thank you! It's a syllabus. Maybe I'll make a little syllabus or something. Like making lists. Chronically like making lists. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah. Alright, well that's gonna be it for me today. Appreciate everybody who came, hung out. Y'all are great. I got 2 subs somehow. I got a second sub, but I didn't even realize it. Thank you. to the person who subbed second. There was no notifications. Or nothing. Maybe it's because I haven't been on Elements in a hot bit. Maybe they just didn't click to share. Yeah, maybe they just didn't click to share. Well, thank you. It's 2 subs. But yeah, it's gonna be it for me today. Appreciate everybody who came to hang out. I will be back next weekend. And I think next weekend we'll start with the game deving journey. The girl learning the game dev. And y'all can join in as well. That's it for me. Appreciate everybody, and I will see you all next weekend. Bye-bye.